Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, proudly wearing a Carolina Panthers hoodie today with some cat hair on it. She love bombed me today. Whatever, dude. Glad to see everyone. Hope you're doing good today. Boy, how the roller coaster continues to do this right here, huh? Well, let's take a moment to talk about it. Take a moment to see what we think, what we don't think, what looks good, what looks bad. Welcome, every single one of yins, to Crypto After Dark. If you haven't done so, please go hit like. Costs absolutely nothing. While you're there, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And really wild thing is, Google tells me that pushing 65% of you guys who watch the videos, watch the live streams, don't subscribe. It's free. It's free. So why not? Help us out. Help out the algorithm. We really didn't have much growth at all this time. We've hung around 10,000 to 11,000 subscribers for quite a while now. I'd have really hoped to be up toward the 50,000 mark now. Didn't happen. Is what it is. Move on about your life. You know what I mean? If I came on here and I hit you guys with a bunch of BS, it would be different. But that's not the way it works. Yeah, Bryce did go hard, didn't he, bro? Broke the passing Panthers record, which I didn't think anyone would ever break via Cam Newton. There's times like in a sports world where you go, that was our shot. All the Bills fans who are watching this know what I'm talking about. That was your shot, right? Currently, you're having your shot. If you don't get it now, when will you get it, right? Then comes along, after I doubted severely Bryce Young's capability to throw the ball down the field, 488, throwing deep balls like crazy. Couple little spots where I wished he wouldn't have done things. And, being that he's a shorter slider guy, sometimes he doesn't want to step up in the pocket, but for the most part he did. So, hey, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 123 passer rating, bro. Absolutely cooked. So anyway, on to charts. I've got Bitcoin pulled up. Let's start with the thumbnail, yeah? You guys all saw me share this RSI a couple times streams ago. I'm not exactly sure when it was, but here it goes, okay? This is the RSI. What does RSI mean? Well, that's relative strength index. It sounds like what it is, okay? It shows the relative strength of whatever asset you might have to be looking at the moment. And it kind of gives you a judgment on whether things look good, bad, or nominal, all right? In the purple zone, in the middle of this zone right here that you see, and I'm going to draw in, let's draw in yellow here. What you're going to see is this purple zone is what we consider nominal trading. Anywhere through here, price action in this area is just normal stuff. Normal, no big deal stuff. That's between 30 and 70. Now, price can be violent in between there. So we narrow that field of view up even more here in the real world, right? For me, what I've learned over years is between 50 and 40 are pretty much your jog right levels. If you hang out between 50 and 40, it's a nothing burger. More than 50, well, you tend to trend to the upside. Under 40, you tend to trend to the downside. What is overbought? What is oversold? Well, overbought, just think of this in terms of your life, right? Some of you guys live in big houses. Some of you guys live in small houses. There was a time when I lived in a junk room, right? Very, very limited space. So you couldn't buy a lot of anything. If you bought, for instance, 5 bulk packs of toilet paper, but you live in a junk room, you don't have room for that. You've done what we called overbought. You have overbought toilet paper, and now you need to get rid of it because you have so much. You do what we call putting it on sale. Now you've got too much toilet paper. That little trigger goes off in your brain. You say, hey, you know what I should do? Sell some toilet paper. Well, overbought works the same way on the chart. When the price gets over this purple level and you start to see it peek its head up here into the upper range above 70, from 70 to 100, and 100 is rare. Anywhere from 70 to 100, that is overbought, and you should think about selling. Same thing works in the inverse direction. When the price comes way down below the purple zone, the nominal trading zone, drops below 40, it tends to trend downward into oversold. I sold all of my bulk packs of toilet paper. Uh-oh, I've got to take a shit. I've got no toilet paper. Whoops. I've oversold. And now I need to do what? Think about buying more toilet paper, don't I? When you put it into a metaphorical term like that, it kind of starts to make sense, right? I hope you guys can understand that's the way the RSI works, Relative Strength Index. As you see, in the past, since 2022, at the end of the bull market, we've had multiple oversold and overbought conditions. Oversold, straight up. Oversold, straight up. Oversold, straight up. Oversold, straight up. Oversold, up. Sometimes not always straight up, right? Oversold, up, and then up. And guess what? Right now, here we sit, oversold. Can it get worse? The answer is absolutely it can get worse. The RSI down here in February was all the way down to 24. We hit a low of 28. So yes, it can get worse. Back in June, we hit an RSI of 25. Back in August of 2023, we hit 17. That was in the middle of the bear market. March 2023, we hit 28. And in the really, really nasty stuff was in the middle of the bull run. Right in the middle of the bull run, it went all the way down to 19 to 20-ish. Right? And each time it's done that, it's bounced up off that floor very, very aggressively. Same thing when it goes overbought. As you see, overbought, 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 pew, and off she goes. Overbought, pew, down, overbought, pew, down. Point is, what I'm trying to drive home here, is there a possibility that we go from this oversold back into an overbought condition? Well, the answer is yes, but I don't expect that to happen all at once. It's possible. It is not necessarily probable. There's two different things. It's possible because we've seen it happen so many times, right? It's just a standard thing for this thing to do. And this is only on a daily time frame. I'm going to jump out here in a second to the weekly and show you it can get worse, right? We could have a situation where it trends up for a bit and then fails. That's fully possible. We could have a situation where it takes a really, really, really long time to grind itself to the top and uses up all its energy. So I want you to be more careful than you would normally be, but have your eyeballs open to the possibility of thinking about being greedy and buying some. It's up to you though. No financial advice. You do whichever plan you want to do. I talk about this all the time, but please make sure you have your plan. What does that mean? Number one, no emotions. There are no emotions allowed in investing. That's all there is to it. You get emotional, you lose. Rule number two, have a plan before you buy. What's my plan? If I'm buying, it's because I've got great buy conditions and I've already got a plan to sell. That's my plan. Rule number three, important rule here, folks, have a backup plan. What if it goes wrong? And things will go wrong, won't they? Oh, yes, they will go wrong. What's my backup plan? Well, I'm going to set stop losses, have multiple alerts set up on TradingView to ping my phone, to ping my PC, or wherever I may happen to be at the moment to tell me, hey, Keith, it's time to sell. And last but not least, the most important rule for me, some of you guys might have different rules and that's fine, but for me, it's the most important rule. Take your profits. Because folks, if you don't take your profits, someone will take them for you. That someone may be me. Don't let me get your money out of the market. You keep your own money. You handle your own money. Screw me. Screw everybody else for that matter. Manage your money better. Manage your money safer. And we'll get through this. All right? Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes peeled. Plenty of daylight left out on the horizon. Sweet. So that's the RSI. That's the thumbnail. Real quick. He says, unfortunately, overbought can become a lot more overbought. Absolutely. Like I just said, you know, it can always get worse. Don't think it can't be worse. I guarantee you things can get worse. What's up, Rob's How-Tos? Trying to be a Raider fan. I fully get it, dude. Listen, I fully understand. We live in purgatory together for a long time. I want Max Crosby. If I'm the Panthers, I trade a first and a couple second round picks and I get Max Crosby. And people are going to go, oh, that's crazy. Why would you do that? That's silly. Mortgage in the future, bro. You have your quarterback. You've got an offensive tackle. You need a middle linebacker and you need an edge. Go draft a middle linebacker. Elite edge players are too hard to find. This is Max Crosby's twilight years. He's in his prime of his career. It's never going to get better than he is right now. I want to see Max Crosby in the playoffs, and I think we can make the playoffs next year. So I want Max Crosby. Crypto Big D said lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Oh, toilet papers. That's even better. I'm sorry, upside tooth. That can get even worse, right? You're dead on about the toilet paper. Do you remember the toilet paper wars? I remember the wife telling me we need to go stock up on toilet paper, and watching the videos of people at Costco and Sam's Club fighting over toilet paper. And I was like, we're not going to get toilet paper. You better just hunker down and use a couple sheets at a time, because we ain't walking out there in that shit, dude. So let's go through some other stuff here. I want to make sure I say hey to everyone. What's up, Matoshi? Good to see you, brother. What's up, the Californian? Good to see you. Nope, not alt season. Matoshi's speaking to me in Dutch. My answer to you, Matoshi, 9. I can't speak any Dutch, my guy. Sorry. You got me. I may have a little bit of Hessian descent, but I can't speak any Dutch. It's a long road to hoe to learn Dutch. What's up, Crypto RC? Good to see you. Oh, that's Big Crypto Big D. Appreciate it, brother. All right, let's snap over into what we were doing before. Dude, X is tripping over here. X had a hard time today. X ended my stream? Well, that sucks. There it goes. Sorry, X was having a heart attack there. Oracle term like. He said 9 is all you need to know. All right, I can't fast forward over here on X. It's not letting me, but it's all good. All right, so I got Bitcoin's daily chart pulled up here. Enough blabbing, right? I always keep it real and keep it casual in here, and I like to keep it real and keep it casual a lot. So the descent continued to fall over the weekend. We had a really, really brutal price action. You guys were here for it. On Saturday, we pushed down even farther after that big Friday ugly candle, which is right there. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little better. There we go. This is the Friday candle right here. As you see, pushed right through the 50 fib in log mode, and in linear mode, she was already under the 50 fib, and it pushed all the way down to the 618 level golden pocket first line. Golden pocket means that's a typical retrace zone, a typical mathematical retrace zone for every asset that exists. One thing we've noticed about Bitcoin is it tends to be a little bit more golden pocket oriented than other cryptos. It's got a lot more money in it, so it's a lot less volatile than the other cryptos. You guys are always going to say, oh, I don't understand. Why do I'll give it a second. It'll start back up here in a second. It'll start back up here in a second. I don't know why I was tripping, but hey, whatever. Yeah, I seen it pause over there for a moment. I don't know why that happened. But it'll start back up. Just give it a beat. It's pretty crazy that everything paused. I don't know. But hey, Rumble's working. So guys, go check it out over on Rumble if you can't see on YouTube. And I'll share the link for you here. Copy. And paste. Right there's the Rumble link if you guys want to go watch on Rumble if you can't see very well on YouTube. And if it's tripping. And it very well may, dude. I can't control her. She is a beast of her own desire. But it does look like we got about 200 people watching, which is pretty dope. So anyway, you push down to the typical retrace level, about 618 in log mode. And if you flip it into linear mode, you'll see that we came all the way down to the bottom of the golden pocket. All right, so hear me out here. Bottom of the golden pocket. Hammer candle, as you see on the screen, this green candle right here, that's a hammer candle. That's typically, potentially bullish. Oversold. There's conditions being met here on the daily chart that suggest that it's possible that you think about buying. You make up your own mind. How about we go look at the weekly? Here's where it gets ugly. Let me pull up a clean chart. I can go up to the high time frame for you. Here you go. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 weeks, bloodshed. Absolute bloodshed. This is the exact same thing that happened at the end of last year going into the beginning of the year. You had a very similar chart pattern where you got this big bearish engulfing, and she absolutely laid over and gave you a flat tire. Big bullish, big bearish engulfing, not quite as high this time, and then absolutely laid over. Really, really brutal price action, but it is of note that last time was a little better. And what do I mean by that? Well, last time you actually caught support right here and bounced up. As you see right here, we caught support and bounced up. The difference is this time we didn't do that. She pushed through support. Support was up here. Pushed through support. And since it did that and it's sitting down lower, it's got to push through now, not only support, but it has to get back through the resistance that it has fallen underneath. This is not going to be an easy fight, if it is a fight at all. All right, it will not be easy. It will likely be a war. Hey, there we go. Now it's working. Sorry. Now it's working. I got the weekly pulled up here. Let me go through this one more time. This is the weekly chart. This was the previous fall that we had at the end of last year, beginning of this year. Big bearish engulfing. She rolled over. Pretty gnarly fall off, right? I can see the chart reflection in his eyes. That's pretty good. Oh.
Damn.
All right. So anyway, you fell back, and the good news was back then you failed to support. This time, however, you had support up here. All she did was roll over and fall off into the weeds underneath resistance. All right. There we go. I just YouTube tripping a little bit, man. It actually wasn't YouTube. It's my Restream outfit that sends streams to all different points at one time. I don't know what happened there, but she's fixed now. What's up, everybody, by the way? What's up, Chris Boda? Good to see you, Californian. All right. Well, whatever. It's working now. Figure it out. I don't know. I just reset my streaming software over here on the left. Speed bumps are going to be tough to follow through with. You can't just snap out of those. You have a big gnarly downtrend right here on the weekly, and push that back to the daily, and you can see that even if it gets some green here, we're still under trend, and you still might be in a very, very bad way. I don't want you to get ahead of yourself thinking everything's going to be fine now. We are very much not out of the woods. One green candle changes nothing, really. All right. So here we are on Bitcoin dominance. Why is this important? Well, we've talked about Bitcoin dominance a lot. Let me flip her over into weekly mode here. It's a big head and shoulders playing out. Shoulder, head, shoulders. Scenario for you fellas. This Bitcoin dominance falls and starts another downtrend like it did at the top of the year up here. What does that mean? Well, that means money is flowing out of Bitcoin faster than it's going into Bitcoin market-wise. Meaning as if you were to put all the cryptos in one big basket. There'd be more Bitcoin money coming out of that basket than other stuff coming out of that basket. Right? That can be a good thing and a bad thing, folks. Hear me out. If your Bitcoin dominance is going down, as it is right now, and your Bitcoin price is going down, as we have been doing recently, not only is money coming out of the basket faster than everything else, but it's not going back in at all into anything else. One more time. If Bitcoin dominance is going down and Bitcoin price is going down, we're in trouble. If Bitcoin dominance is going down and altcoin dominance goes up, then we're having a slight alt season. And then we can talk about other stuff from there. You see Bitcoin dominance making the head and shoulders. Right here, it's failing the 821. Looks like it's pointing to the 100 moving average. Looks like it's going to get that about 58.25%. Here you go on the daily. She's failing the 100 now. It's a bearish looking move right there if I've ever seen one. Here's others.d. All right, others.d is a measurement of all the cryptos minus the top 10. And then we could go through and look at the other ones as well. I could look at total 2 between total 1 and total 2, right, and give you a bit of difference. Point being here, you're seeing other assets get some money come in, while Bitcoin money gets money going out. But the only problem is Bitcoin continues to fall off very rapidly, and we don't want that to happen. I know we want to have an alt season, but you can't have that without Bitcoin at least being in the background doing something. All right. If it doesn't do something, we are screwed. We need that move up. All right. And I could go through a bunch of different dominance charts. I don't know that's necessarily the right thing to do. But here's total 2. You can see the big fall off that total 2 had all the way back to the overall 50 fib. Just a brutal fall. And you got a big gnarly downtrend right there on the daily. We can take that off for now. Big gnarly downtrend on the daily. Continues to roll over and play dead and hasn't done anything good really since the beginning of October. That has to change rapidly. Oh, I told you guys I would have a drink of tea with my pinky up. Well, there you go. Because it turns out one part of my family. Oh, you guys want to hear an interesting story? So, I got total market cap 2 up here, and you guys are looking at it. So I don't talk about my DMs a lot, right? Things got real bad recently in the market, right? So when that usually happens, when the most toxic people come out, or when the charts are like screaming hot, the most toxic people come out when the extremes happen. When it's overbought or oversold, that's when the people get the most toxic. So things have been bad recently. I think we all know that. Well, the DM started coming in, and I said, hey man, if you guys need somebody to talk to, please message me. I'll talk to you. It's fine. So I started talking to a guy, and I think I won't say, no, what, never mind that guy. The next guy I start talking to tells me that people like me don't deserve to win. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Explain, And he goes on about how slave owners like us shouldn't have an opportunity to do well in life. And I was like, I'm not a slave owner. What are you talking about? And he went on to say anyone that has skin color like me is the problem. So interestingly enough, I decided, hey, let me see if I can dig in a little bit. So I got a hold of a couple guys, and they sent me a bunch of information, right? And I started doing a lineage. How about I traced my lineage back a really, really long way. My family immigrated from this country in a couple different spots. So some of it's muddy on my mother's side. But my mother's side is poorer than my father's side was. But my father's side immigrated here from Salisbury, UK, and Germany. I forget, Frankfurt, just north of Frankfurt. One of them was a lawyer, and the one in Salisbury was a lawyer. So they moved because of religious persecution. They didn't want to be Catholic. They wanted to be Protestant. So they left Salisbury, and he paid for himself and multiple people to come over to the U.S. He paid, right? Part of the Great Puritan migration. My grandmother on my father's side's family, one guy was a soldier in Germany in the early 1600s. No, early 1700s. 1705 is when he was born, I believe. He had scripted into the service there, and one of the Hessian princes actually sold the soldiers in lease to England to come over here and fight in the American Revolution, to fight against us in the American Revolution. So he came over here, and what I didn't know was a lot of those Hessian guys didn't want to fight. They had no beef with America, but they got sent over here to do so. They were captured, and rather than fight, they elected to become American citizens and fight in the Continental Army after the Revolutionary War was over. My family moved from Massachusetts all the way down here. One side of the family went to Illinois, the Illinois direction, and then moved down to Tennessee and then to here. The other side came straight from Massachusetts, straight down, all the way down what would be US 74 now, all the way straight down to the Charlotte area. They stopped in Crooked Creek, something or another, and they got 200 acres from the government. They were given 200 acres to farm. They failed at farming, so they moved all the way to Charlotte at that point. And my mother's side is from Clover. We got some lineage, but not all of it. But I know partially from my mother's side is Choctaw Indian and Cherokee Indian. So you know this stupid country song, Half Cherokee and Choctaw? That's me. Yeah. No slaves, folks. No slaves. We were poorer than dirt. So anyway, interesting story that I thought none of you might care about, but was also really interesting to hear and go through last night until about 2:30 in the morning. So back to the charts. That's a little relief of charts for you guys. And some history from me. I didn't give you guys any names, and there's some stuff I got to dig through and find. But we know about the Revolutionary War. Father's side was in the Connecticut Regiment 3, I believe, and until the war was over. My grandmother's great great grandfather was Hessian, prisoner, moved south. The other ones moved south. They all met up here. It's pretty wild. Anyway, let's go to a couple more here. I haven't spoken about Ethereum a lot recently, but just like Bitcoin, she failed all the way down to the golden pocket. And right now you have that bouncy looking candle that's throwing a bullish engulfing, but I'm going to warn you, this is all still lower highs and lower lows. You have no uptrend yet. And while you have a couple good looking candles, you have nothing more than that. Log mode is on top of the golden pocket. Linear mode is in the golden pocket. The difference is sometimes the charts stretch, and you need to be careful with that. She did go oversold, but not super oversold. It turns out Bitcoin was more oversold than Ethereum. Go figure. It's still not over any indicators that give you any confirmation. She blew through the 200, way underneath the 200 moving average. You would think it at least back test that $3,350 to $3,400 level. We'll see. Not a whole lot great to say here other than the candle that you see right now. We've had multiple head fakes. This thing has done nothing but really head fake everyone all the way up and all the way back down. And I hate to see anybody else have to deal with that. You know what I mean? That sucks. That sucks. So, yeah, Big D, Crypto RC, jump over in the Discord and talk to me about it a little bit. Discord's links right there. We can share lineage and see if we might know each other from a long time ago. And that's 5 generations. It goes all the way back to 7 is where I traced it. 7 generations back. Really makes you wonder how we got here and how we got so lucky to be alive today doing what we're doing right now. It's pretty impressive if you think about it. My family lived through every bad plague possible. We are cockroaches and we made it. It's pretty damn crazy. And then I'm here. Makes no sense at all. It absolutely was a Powerball winner. Absolute Powerball winner. So nothing more great to say about Ethereum. We'll wait and see here. I'm not convinced. I need to see more proof here. Oscillators still haven't improved enough. So I'll wait it out. We always do XRP. We'll throw XRP up here real quick. Real fast on XRP, MACD still not crossed up, not giving you anything, really nothing worth screaming home about. You went super oversold back in October, but you never really touched oversold since then. You do have some bullish divergence. That's rising strength with the price that is sideways or down. You see that? Rising strength, RSI, with the price that is sideways or down. That is a hidden bullish. No, that's just regular bullish divergence. Okay. You got strength. The price just hasn't matched it yet. Okay. It's a good start, but we need to see a trend break. This thing's done nothing but fail trend for a really long time now. You've got no juice in the cup since July. She's done nothing but roll back. You'd like to see some sort of fight here from XRP. We'll see. Still under resistance, still downtrending, still not something you need to jump out of your seat to get into. And we'll throw one more in here, all right? We'll throw one more in. We're at about 300 people watching total. Nostra Vostra, exactly. Let's do, just for the fun of it, I won't record it because those guys are getting pissed at me. How about DAG? I know. Damn. It looks rough. What happens every time one green candle comes up and everybody gets excited? Boy, that DAG ecosystem says, bloody fuck you, bloody fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch. Every single time. Just when they think they're going to win. Gotcha, bitch. And it pulls that rug out from under their feet. What was a good looking move over last week has, snap your fingers, been totally erased. In a matter of a few candles, every bit of that bled off. You're seeing people sell off their rewards or sell off money that they had waiting, trying to make something back. liquidity grabs happen, and this thing has been a falling knife for a really, really, really long time. She's still heading toward one of my lower targets right there, 2020 upper support. 2020 lower support is way down there. You haven't quite gotten to either target yet. Looks like it's heading that way. She's down. Count it out, folks. Almost 90, it's over 96.5% since the high. Boy, imagine thinking that you're going to be rich on this one.
Wrong.
Sorry, fellas. It's not going to happen. But the good news is we've seen some light at the end of the tunnel here, all right? Things look like they're trying to come off this oversold condition. You've got the fear greed index pushing single digits. It's going to come out of that this afternoon. But stock market's still in extreme fear as well. I think it was just barely higher than the crypto index that was extremely low. So you're seeing lots and lots of fear in the market. With the rate cuts we've had, you would think monetary policy would come around and help things out. It hasn't. So we just need to depend on the charts to stop worrying about everything else. Till then, I'll come back here on Thursday and make another decision about whether I want to buy or not, what exactly I want to do. I talk this stuff out live to you guys online so you see what I'm doing here, and I'm not bullshitting anybody, right? This is all my real charts, real money. This is what I use all day long. I show it to you guys. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you coming and hanging out. If you could have been anywhere in the world, you chose to be here with me, explain my lineage. It makes no sense to me, but I appreciate it. Let's make the best of our todays, the worst of our tomorrows, all right? Long line of my family members managed to do it, and that put me in this situation that I'm here. So I want you guys to try to do the same. And last but not least, no one else told you today. Keith will tell you. Keith loves you. You guys have a good one. I'll see you right back here Thursday, same time, 4 p.m. Till then, I'm out. Sky's the limit. Peace.